We'll say it together.
Enjoyable.
It is. It's really just max fun. It's sort of like a 57 Chevy convertible we pull out with modern instruments, and it's just a pleasure to fly. It's very comfortable in formation. It turns really well. Side-by-side performance with an L39, except you can take 4 people with you. And from a pure air show perspective, it's easier to fly routine than a Mustang, or it stays closer, stays tighter, keeps its energy better. So relative to what I've been doing flying, it's very, very comfortable to do, and it's max fun. Great visibility and reliable with both engines. Maintenance-wise, all we do is put gas in it. The entire time we've flown these things, been over the past year, I think that's all we've done is put gas in it. Actually, we do have a little bit of an issue here with the aerobatic box because it doesn't have a classic jet box. So we have to go meet with the FAA today and prove to them that we can stay within the what they call the Category 2 box. So we're going to have to modify our show significantly to execute that, but hopefully we'll get both jets up in the air.
I've been flying the Phantom, I've been flying the T-33, the L-39, T-28 also, and then yesterday I get into the Paris Jet for the first time this week. I couldn't help but just grin. I get in it, they're toning me out to start. I've got 3 other guys in it, and I'm just grinning. It's a completely unique experience. You can't compare it to anything else we fly. It's easy to fly, it's fun to fly, and it has all of the characteristics of any other aerobatic airplane that we do. So it's really the best of all worlds with the MS760. Yeah, you don't make a lot of noise like the Phantom, or it's not maybe the crowd pleaser, but from a pure pilot joy, it ranks right up there.
Freedom through control. Cirrus has completely reinvented the personal aircraft and the entire experience of owning a personal aircraft. It's a bold new take on private aviation that we call Cirrus Flying 2.0. You set the schedule. You chart the course. You're in control.
We're just sort of meeting our first initial threshold, which is to put together a really intricate yet professional and entertaining 2-ship routine. So I think we've flown actually 4 or 5 actual air shows together flying the MS760s. And it's sort of every time we fly, we come back almost on a daily basis and modify the routine a little bit to make it better and better. I think we're pretty close now. Unfortunately, we won't be able to do that here, but if you come to one of our other show sites, you'll be able to see the full routine. And it's sort of T-33-esque in its visual look, but we're able to keep it tighter. The airplanes have awesome smoke. We got smoke that comes out of both engines. It comes out so much that we actually just use one engine apiece when we're together, and we do a couple passes with dual engine smoke apiece, and we're basically putting out as much smoke as the Aeroshell team. I mean, you turn to place IFR when we do our slow pass, line abreast with all engines smoking. It's pretty impressive that way.
I think any airplane in the right hands can be made to look very, very good, and that's I think what we bring to an MS760. I mean, visually on the ground, you wouldn't think that it would be the graceful, artistic airplane that we make it when we're in the air. And with the dynamics of a 2-ship, some of the crossings that we do, and the smoke that Dale's already talked about, I think we make it a very good act.
If you own a Cirrus today, or if you are considering the purchase of a new or used aircraft, consider this. Avidyne, in conjunction with the country's leading Cirrus sales and maintenance facilities, has launched the G3R9 program that combines the purchase of a late-model, low-time Cirrus aircraft and the addition of the Avidyne Integra Release 9 avionics suite for much less than you may have thought, and certainly much less than purchasing a brand new aircraft. G3R9, combining the best airframe, best engine, and best avionics for the best value.
The routine we've developed is we call it sort of a 3-act play. And the first act is where we come in together and we do line abreast loops, 2 line abreast loops, which is fairly unique in the formation world because not many people do it because it's a little more difficult to do to fly exactly parallel in line as opposed to looking forward a little bit. So Jive does that. We do 2 loops, and then we split up into sort of a tail chase laterally, but opposing in the vertical sort of tail chase solo maneuvering. And then we rejoin and do a couple more dramatic maneuvers together, and then we split up again. And then if we're at a runway type environment, Jive actually at the very end joins up with me we split up again, and then right as we're touching down, he's rejoining with me. So we do a section landing while he's closing in and joining up on me, which nobody else does either. So we do a couple things that are different out there in the world, airshow-wise, formation-wise, and it's challenging. And Jive is really good at the rejoins, because we do that, I think, 3 times during the routine, and that's critical to get the wingman attached to the lead expeditiously at the right time within the orchestration of the maneuvers. And he doesn't whine too much. Occasionally he whines. He's a little afraid when I bring him down close to the ground when he's underneath me. So I have to tell him, don't worry about the trees, don't worry about the mast if we're flying over water or something like that. We just did a show in Muskegon. There were some sailboats out there, and I had to go, don't worry about the mast, Jive, we'll miss him.
It's a total trust factor here going on. And trust but verify, but I don't have any time to verify when I'm 10 feet off the water looking up at another airplane. So it's a total trust factor. And he does it very well. Sometimes he calls it whining. It's really me just reminding him that I'm there so he doesn't go right to the water. But we make it a good show for the people, and that's what it's all about.